And welcome everyone. This is Race on Oz. We are getting ready for the 60 minutes of Monza with Pan Am Racing. My name is Nick and I'm going to be taking you through today's proceedings, whether it's evening for you, morning for me, almost afternoon. Wherever you are, I hope you're well. And we're going to get this one underway very, very shortly. Just got to make sure I can get back into the server. So just give me a second here. But we're going to be doing 60 minutes of Monza. Just give me a second. Looks like the server's reset itself, so I've got to make sure that we can get back into it. Hang on a second. Just bear with me for now. And this was unexpected. All right. Here we go. So just getting back in there, just making sure I can.
Green light, go, go, go.
Yeah, there we go. We're in there. Beautiful. Excellent. So we're going to get this one started very, very shortly. Yep. All right, cool. So, sorry, just had to get all that sorted out so I knew when we're going to get started. But yeah, so 60 minutes of Monza. I think this is round 2 of the season so far. For a little bit of a taster though, let's have a quick look at the circuit. Don't need me to explain it to you. But we'll have a quick look at the circuit now with a hot lap. So that was a lap of Monza. I can't remember who did that from the league, but thank you to them. Maybe someone in the chat can remind me. All right, so pretty sure this should be kicking off relatively soon. I'm just having a look at the moment, saying that. Yeah, so we've gone through the practice. I'm not too sure what is going on. We've got 28 cars in the lobby right now. Might as well show you what I've got going on here. So there we go. We were supposed to be getting underway about now for qualifying, and then 60-minute race. But I'm not too sure. Here we go. That's a bit better.
Green light, go, go,
All
go.
right, good stuff. So, cars making their way out onto the circuit now for qualifying. There we go. Beautiful. All done. Who else is out there? So, plenty of cars making their way out now. Monza. It's always an interesting one, isn't it? Just open lobbies. It can be pretty sketchy, but league racing generally a lot cleaner. Let me get all the info up for you. That. I'll get the tower up for you as well. There we go. Alright, cool. So we're all set to go. Second boss relative. There we go. Alright, so we're all up and running now. Plenty of cars out on the circuit. Chris Rise. Where is my man Gage Gonzalez? Is he in here tonight? I think he should be. I saw him earlier. Can't remember, but plenty of cars out on track right now. I think Ken Rivera is going to be the first driver that's going to have a go at a timed lap. Where is he? He's Ken, so he's making his way down the front straight, well up through the gears, and he'll slam on the anchors for the Redifilio chicane. Plenty of action here on lap 1 at the beginning of the race. So winding up that Mercedes as he goes through the Curva Grande, flat out part of the track. Obviously it's the Temple of Speed, as it's known as affectionately. So although it is 5.79 kilometers, only 11 turns, so plenty of time with the right foot down as he comes through Lesmo 1 now. Generally the tighter of the two Lesmos. So he goes through Lesmo 2 now. Runs a little bit wide, but that is the optimum line through there. You can see plenty of the AstroTurf, if you like, on the outside of the corner. That does allow for that. Down under the bridge of the old circuit. Now into Ascari. So just up that little hill there. Got to watch out for the sausage curbs. Just the mini sausage curbs. Part of the circuit where you can get quite greedy as well on the exit. See a lot of cars turning it around through there, but no such issue for Ken, as he just needs to make his way through Parabolica now. He's going to finish first time lap of the session, 15-minute quali, so we've gone almost 4 minutes already. He'll make his way around. He goes to a 1:49.8. This is Arna Zaskis of 1:48.897. Just working through some of the other cars out there as well. Where are we? Where's 666? Man, big field. Hard to work my way through. Here's Brad Lee. He makes his way over the line. Let's see if I can pick up Drew Stanley. Here he is. So I'm having a look here for... Oh, Gage Gonzalez. He is in the lobby. Here he is. Number 13. I'll get to him in a moment. We'll just finish off with Drew Stanley here in the Honda, making his way through Parabolica. apologies for any custom liveries. I didn't have all the files and everything to download. We're still working out that part of the stream for Pan Am at the moment, so hopefully we can get that sorted for the next one. We'll just have to make do with what we've got this evening. Here's Gage Gonzalez. Generally, this is a man that we see out in front. Doesn't spend much time out of P1. Let's see what sort of time he can set. So Ricardo Rivera, a best time of 48.815 is the fastest time so far of the session. Let's see what Gonzalez can do as he's making his way through Lesmo 1. So Rivera, Pena, Juan Carez, maybe. Kenneth Smith, I'm Not Jimmy, Rivera, Drew Stanley, Bosick, and Rise. That's your top 10 right now. Where does Gage Gonzalez fit into all of this? We are about to find out very, very shortly as he's making his way through Ascari, just riding those curbs. Look at those, just daring to ride the car over those little mini sausage curbs there through Ascari, keeping the drivers honest. And he's going to blast down this short straight, usually about the 50 metre mark, 50 metre board mark is where you hit the brakes. Looks like it's a nice tidy line from him so far. Through Parabolica, where will he slot out? And it's P1, a very, very familiar spot that we often find him in. Here's Damien Sig. He's going to be the next driver. He's currently P16, 30 car field. Man, that's awesome. Great turnout from Pan Am. Here's Sig. Makes his way up into P8. That's not too bad. I reckon he'd be pretty happy with that so far. Just a tick under 8 minutes remaining. Here's Alexandru. I'm not too sure how to pronounce his first name, so I'm not going to try it and butcher it for him. In the Audi. Let's see what he can do here. Currently P24. Doesn't improve on that time, so that's where he will remain for now. Who else is out there? Plenty of cars. Most cars out on track right now. Kenneth Smith just getting out of the way there. What about I'm Not Jimmy? He's on his way towards finishing a timed lap right now. He's currently P11 in that pink Aston Martin. We've got a little bit of an update, a little bit of better performance, if you like, in the latest update. So I'm sure he'll be enjoying that Aston Martin. Currently P13 right now. Just dropped down a couple of spots there. And he moves up into P6. In the meantime, though, this man here, Jakub Polasic, I hope that's how I pronounce it. My apologies if it isn't. He is currently P1, 48.020. So it is quite tight at the top. And this man here, Gage Gonzalez, just puts in a faster slap. So he goes back into P1. Almost his rightful place, but we'll stick with Jakub Polasic. I'm just going to go with Polasic because I'm not too sure how to pronounce your first name there. He's got this Honda in front of him. Who is that? I think that's 419 possibly, or 416. It might have been Sommers, or no, Rivera. It might be Rivera there. Still in purple sector times right now, still up on his best time. 4/10, in fact. Once again, we saw Gonzalez daring to take on the sausage curves at Ascari, as does Polasic. Makes it through there unscathed. Less than 6 minutes left in qualifying. This is 60 minutes of Monza for Pan Am Racing. You're watching on the Race on Oz YouTube channel. See if he can go top of the times. He does, a 47.495. So almost 2/10 faster than Gonzalez, who's just on a getting himself ready lap pretty much. So we'll get back to some of the other cars circulating. Drew Stanley is one of them. Oh, what's happened to Corres there? He's gone back into the pits. Rivera looks like he's on a quick one here. He's 0.3 up on his best time. He's currently P3, 48.157. Still half a second behind Gonzalez, who is behind Palasic, who's currently our pole sitter on a 47.495. So pretty rapid time there from Palasic. Good to see some challenges to Gonzalez as well. Last time we streamed on this channel, he had, can't remember, the name escapes me for now, but Gonzalez was certainly challenged. Looking like that's going to be the case again this week. As Rivera, he improves on his time, but not enough. Almost enough to take P2, but still remains there in P3. This is Rivera. He's on a quick one right now. He's currently in P11 in the Mercedes, car number 419. Let's see what he can do. A 49.410. So just tucked in there behind Chris Bosick. And he moves up into P10. So nice work there from Rivera. Looks like Christopher Shuffler is about 0.6 up on his best time right now. He's currently sitting in P13. 49.612, but right now it's Palasic from Gonzalez, Rivera, Zaskis, Carez, Pena, Sig, I'm Not Jimmy, Bosick and Young. Steve Young. Is it the quarterback, Steve Young? Who knows? Probably not. Anyway, so he's making his way up towards Parabolica. Pretty smooth through there. Looks like he's the second highest Mercedes in the field right now, with less than 3 minutes remaining. Moves up into P11. So nice work from him. I'm Not Jimmy. He's on a fast one as well. Fast enough to go up into P6. Nice work from here. Here's Steve Young in the Porsche, currently sitting in P10. Palasic is in the pits with just under 2.5 minutes remaining. Gonzalez is out there as well. Zaskis and Carers and the rest of the crew are all there, but we'll stick with Steve Young for now. He's 0.4 up on his best time of 49.195 compared to Bosick of 49.180. So he would move up with this time. Let's see how far he can. P10 to P5, so nice work there from Steve Young. What about Chris Rise? He's currently P16 right now, making his way through Lesmo 2. Might just head off from him for now because Gonzalez is up on his best time right now as he comes through Curva Grande. So we'll follow this one because this is for pole position as 1.5 minutes left. Palasic is still in the pits. So he might think that his job is done right now. We're going to wait and see. Gonzalez would need to go a little bit faster than he's going now, and he runs a little bit wide there through Lesmo 1. So that's not going to help him at all, and I reckon that might just put him out of contention on this lap. He still will have one more lap to go, though, with just a tick over 1 minute remaining. So we'll just have to wait and see. He's going to come through Ascari now. Oh, riding those curbs again. Look at that. A little bit of two-wheel action. Uses a ton of curb at the exit of Ascari through turn 10. That's the difference, isn't it? You know, guys who can set the car up to ride those curbs, and he's backing off on that one. So we'll pick him up as he goes again. If he does go again. This is Retro Coffin. He's a little bit, we'll see if there's someone a little bit further along. This is Damien Sig and Gonzalez. Has he gone again? Yeah, I think he's winding up for another crack at it here. So So qualifying is officially over, and it looks like it's going to belong to Pulasic. He is in the pits, but he is in P1 on the timing tower there. I'm not Jimmy. Doesn't look like he's going to improve. A couple of drivers still out there on some times. RDK Sim Racing down in P29 is up by 7/10. Who else is out there? 54. That's Andrew Sherman. Let's see if he can improve in the Porsche. Currently sitting in P24, 150.250. Probably a little bit further down than what he would like. Let's see, he's up 2/10 on his best time right now. That would move him up the field a bit. And he goes into P21, so nice result from him. Car number 69, that's I'm not Jimmy. Yeah, not really up on his time, so he looks like he's going to have to settle for P8 there. Santiago Pena, he's coming under the old track now, down into Ascari. Let's see how he goes. Yeah, he's right away from the sausage curb, so shows a little bit of the difference between guys who are right up the front there, not afraid to take on those sausage curbs. Pena still 2/10 up on his best time of 48.925, an identical time to Damien Sigg, who's just ahead of him in P9, who's in the pits. So all he can do now is watch on as Pena makes his way out of Parabolica up the start-finish line. He goes P5. That's a good result for Santiago Pena. So that is our grid for the 60 minutes of Monza. Morning, Stuart Barkley. I am good. I hope you're well as well, my man. Thanks for jumping on. Just in the chat there. But Pulasic with a 147.495 rapid time from him. Congratulations. Gonzalez in P2, Rivera third, Zaskas fourth, Pena with that late dive to the line for P5 in the BMW. Then it's a couple of more Porsches. It's Carres and Young in 6 and 7. 8th is Shuffler, I'm not Jimmy in P9, and D Sig in the lone Ferrari in the top 20 cars right there. So the home of Ferrari, feeling a little bit by himself, but 3 Hondas at the top, another 3 Porsches in the top 7 there, separated by BMW. So the rear engine cars, the mid-engine cars, if you like, looking like they're dominating here right now. The BMW, the Soul, 3 front engine cars there in the top 10, and Aston Martin there belonging to I'm not Jimmy. So that is qualifying for 60 minutes of Monza. We will be back very, very shortly. Once things get back underway, we will be back. See you then. All right, we're back. Let's have a quick look at the grid. So it was Pulasic in P1 there. He took the pole position. Nice rapid time from him. Gonzalez in P2. It was Rivera and Zaskas. They're going to start from P3 and P4. P5 and 6. That's Pena and Carres. Then you've got Steve Young and Shuffler in 7th and 8th. I'm not Jimmy and Damien Sigg They're starting in P9 and P10. Chris Bosick, he's starting from 11th. 12th is Rivera. Then you've got Retro Coffin and Felker from P13 and P14. Then you've got Chris Rise and Claudio Graziosi. I hope that's how I pronounce it. There's Sean Vincent in there as well. And that's the remainder of our grid. Because I have to, hang on a second, I'll just scroll mine down a little bit further. There we go. All right, there was Sean Vincent was in there. Who else? Kenneth Smith, Patrick Rushton, some familiar names that I've become a little bit accustomed to. Who else do we have in there? Andrew Sherman, John Cannon in 22nd, 23rd, Rowdy Burns, 24th was Alexandru Roar in 25th, 26th was Hubbard Skinner in 27th, 28th William Summers, 29th RDK Sim Racing, and in P30 666 belonging to Brad Lee. That is the grid for 60 minutes of Monza for Pan Am Racing. You're watching on the Race on Oz YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Hey, if you are, leave us a like. 6 likes so far. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. As the cars making their way off the grid now for the warm-up lap. As we'll follow them along in the parklands of Monza. Love the detail of this game, of the actual circuits as well. As they're all filing through. It's going to be very interesting watching as they all file through the Retafilio chicane at the beginning of this one. Always an interesting journey for the first time as they make their way around through there, the Curva Grande, or the Grand Curve as it translates into English. Then into the Della Roja chicane. See this one here, we can see a little bit of action in the opening laps. As they're all filing through there now. I'll get back to driving. Oh, hang on. Because I felt like I was pushing my luck with that there if we don't get back in time for the race. But anyway, Pulisic is going to lead them away. Gonzalez in there as well. We're all filing through. Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2 now. So we are not far away from getting this one started. But this is going to be a great battle between Pulisic and Gonzalez. Let's see if Rivera and Zaskas can enter themselves into the conversation as well. But yeah, Pulisic and Gonzalez is going to be great watching. And we are not far from getting it started. Kenneth Smith down there as well. Sean Vincent in that Aston Martin. Who else do we have? John Cannon in the Porsche. John Rohrer. Stu Skinner down there, and Brad Lee. Where are you, Brad Lee? There he is. Just popping into the screen now. Down there in P30. So we're going to start with 30. Let's see how many we can actually finish with. But it was Pulisic though. Pole position. And Gonzalez. Starting to bunch up now. Get side by side. Here we go. A little bit. Could get a little bit tidier. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be good enough for now. Here we go. So Gonzalez just siding up now to Pulasic. So the start-finish line not too far away. Once we get the signal, we're going to go racing. We're going to do 60 minutes of Monza for Pan Am. There it is. There's the sign, and Gonzalez got a cracking jump then as well. So he's able to overtake Pulasic. Zaskis and Rivera in there jostling for position. But it's going to be Gonzalez who's going to lead them away. That was the BMW in there as well. Oh no, Pulasic, he runs wide. So he overshoots it. He had to take evasive action. Saw a Porsche back there as well. Went around. I think that was Zaskis by the looks of it. Looks like everyone managed to get through. A little bit of contact. But I think everyone managed to get through there. They did. But it is going to be Gage Gonzalez leading us away as they go through the De La Roja for the first time, through to the first two Lesmos. He's leading from Rivera, Pena, Carez, Young, Shuffler. Where did you go? Pulasic. Pulasic is down in P8. So he's dropped from P1 all the way down into P8 after that little mistake into the Redifilio chicane. So that's cost him dearly currently. Got a little bit of contact there in the rear. Oh no! What is happening there in the rear of the field? I'll try and get down there, but there was cars scattered everywhere. I'm Not Jimmy. Rushton was in there as well. Let's see if I can get a replay of that. Oh no! I've got it set for 2 minutes. No, I haven't. 15 seconds, sorry. Sorry, I didn't have the replay set there properly. Oh, what's happened here? That is Drew Stanley. Oh no, big incident. And oh, look at that. He's come through. And yeah, that's a big mess. That was a big mess. So once he got turned around, there was not much he could do there. And oh boy, that was yeah. We'll leave that for the after race stewards. They can all have a look at that. But that was a big one. Usually you see that sort of stuff happening at the at turn one, but in this case it was at Ascari. Here's Gage Gonzalez now. He's got Ricardo Rivera all over the back of him. Pulasic's moved his way up into P6. Had a bit of a chaotic start to this one, but Gonzalez has been able to escape all of it. Let's see if Rivera can hang with him for now. Then you've got Carez. Pulasic now moved his way up into P5. He gets himself past Steve Young. Carez, Pena, Pulasic, Young, Shuffler, Sig, Coffin, and Zaskis. That's your top 10 right now. Car number 111. That's John Rohrer. He's currently in the pit. So that looks like there's a fair bit of damage there for him to sort out. Steve Young, though, is just tucked in behind Pulasic in P5, Young in P6, so it's going to be a bit of an effort for him to get past our pole sitter. In the meantime, Pulasic, he's all over the back of Pena as we look back from Pena's BMW right now. So what a hectic start that was. But we're all settled in now. So just to tick over almost 4 minutes we've gone in this one. And we've had a hell of a lot of action. Here's Pulasic now. He's going to make the dive up the inside into turn one. Hard on the brakes, has the inside line. Oh, the BMW there of Pena as well. Oh no, he's gone around. Just trying to catch him here. Try and get the replay. Here it is. And then so he got overtaken by Pena, and then he just got a little nudge from behind there because he pulled up so abruptly. So just a little bit of an unfortunate incident there, I reckon. Nothing malicious in that at all, just racing incident. And Pulasic now, he's got himself up into P4 right now. In the meantime, Gonzalez, the gap between him and Rivera is at 1.2 seconds. Keep an eye on Polasic's progress along the way. We're looking at Sig now. He's just tucked in behind Shuffler. It was a little bit more of a closer gap earlier on, but let's go back to Polasic. This is into the Ascari chicane. Riding those curves. He's got Juan Perez just in front of him. This is going to be a big effort for Perez to try and keep the hard charging Honda of Polasic behind him. And there it is, there's the pass for Polasic. So he moves himself up into P3. He is currently 4.7 seconds behind. Looks like there's a bit of action going on down here as well. Pena and Rise, they're swapping positions. This is a BMW versus Audi fight right now. Who fastest lap? Rivera. So he's definitely found his pace of 48.417. We're looking at Chris Rise right now trying to put a move on Santiago Pena, but he can't. So they make their way into Loretta Filio for one more time. Just to tick over 6 minutes gone in this one already. It's Gonzalez, Rivera, Polasic and Perez and Steve Young. It's your top five right now. We're looking at Chris Rise and Santiago Pena. They're down in P10 and 11. Plenty of action going on right now. Stu Skinner and John Rohrer, guys who come into the pits. Let's move up into P8. We'll just have a look at a little bit of the action here. This is Retro Coffin. He is chasing down Damien Sig. So Damien Sig, the lone Ferrari in the field. Go side by side into Ascari. A nice move there from Retro. Looks like that's is that Zarskis as well. Oh yeah, and Sig has lost it. Let's just have a quick look, see what happened. And just a little bit of contact there, and it's not a massive hit, but we'll have a little bit of damage to repair there. Zarskis though, P8, just behind Retro Coffin. So these were the two drivers that managed to get past Sig. There we go. This is Zarskis putting the move on Coffin down the inside. Can't quite get it done. Can he have a good little go at the switchback? He's definitely going to have a crack at it. Doesn't look like he's got enough on it right now. So Zarskis and Coffin remain in P7, P8. Right now it's Gonzalez. He's a 1 second lead between him and Rivera. Plenty of action going on throughout the field as well. And that's Retro Coffin holding that position. I believe he's Pena now in the BMW. He's trying to make his way past. So this is a three-way battle right now for 7th, 8th and 9th. As they make their way through Lesmo 1. So it's Porsche, BMW right now. Well, it's 3 Hondas out in front of the lead. Here we go. Zarskis trying to get past Coffin. They're going to go side by side again through Ascari, and it worked out okay. We saw it didn't work out very well for Sig last time around, but he manages to make it work this time. So good work from Zarskis. He's going to come under attack almost instantaneously there from Pena in the BMW. Let's see if he can get a nice little tidy run out of the parabolica, down the front straight and launch an attack into turn 1. The Porsche not known for its top speed. The BMW definitely has an advantage here, and you can see that right now being illustrated on the screen. And Pena puts that BMW engine to good use. Oh, look like This is Coffin's going to fight back though. Peña's got the inside line. And I think he's going to be able to complete this move. It looks like it. Once again, it's going to be a challenge of horsepower here in the Porsche. Not known for it. As Peña gets the move done. So he moves up into P8. Nice work from him. That gap out in front as well has just started to stretch out a little bit further. 1.7 seconds is the gap. Looking at this big gaggle of cars. Have a look at this. Right at the tail end of it is Rivera. He's got Kenneth Smith for company. They're down in 14th and 15th. So plenty of action in the mid-pack right now. One of those cars in the pack is Chris Bosick. He's got Rodney Felker ahead of him. He's got Graziosi. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I do apologise if it's not Claudio. So Bosick and Felker. They've got Rise just up ahead of them. A little bit of some battle scars there on the Audi. And Shuffler, what's happened to Shuffler? See, yellow, did he make a bit of contact? Let's see. Oh, he might have done it by himself. He does. So just at the exit of Ascari. As I mentioned earlier, just got a little bit greedy there, as you can do. So easy to do. Just disturbed the car, unsettled it, and around he goes. That was a decent whack to the wall as well, so he's going to have to deal with that for now. And Santiago Peña, he is definitely going to take full advantage of that. Retro Coffin might try and get in on the action as well. No worse a feeling than driving with a wounded car. And Peña manages to get it done, and Retro Coffin, so he's losing 2 spots there. That's not good for Peña. So that battle that we're looking at before as well, Rise and Bosick, Felker. Felker manages to move past Graziosi. This is some great stuff, great racing. We've still got all 30 cars remaining, which is fantastic. This is the closest battle on the circuit right now. 1.5 seconds is the gap between Gonzalez and Rivera. We've gone almost 15 minutes in this one, and this has been a hell of a lot of fun to call, so I hope it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch as well, wherever you are. Just having a look at these two here. Yeah, Graziosi, Claudio. I'm just going to go with Claudio, sorry. I don't know how to pronounce his surname, and I don't want to butcher it any more than I already have. This is Rivera. He's chasing down Claudio right now, who we're looking from the back of as they make their way out of Ascari. So the action has been thick and fast in this one. Bosick managed to get past Rise there as well in the meantime. While we're watching that, we're just going to stick with this battle here, see if there's any action into the Redifilio at the end of the main straight, making up a lot of ground in the BMW there. In the Mercedes is Riverio. Oh, look at that. And he's timed it to absolute perfection. Look at that. What a great move that was awesome. Let's have a quick look at that again. Watch this braking. That's absolutely pinpoint accuracy. Look at this. Oh, awesome stuff there. So no dramas coming in through there. Nice and Shuffler. So all the action, a lot of jostling for position. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. And that being that Mercedes. I don't know why I keep calling it a BMW. Definitely wounded right now with that bonnet. You can see they're just starting to flap away a bit. Number 44 belonging to Shuffler. Well, here we go. So this is Felker and Shuffler. Side by side once again. We've seen that a little bit already. Into Ascari. Oh, and he might have got a bit of oversteer there, Felker, and that's cost him a couple of spots. Here comes Kenneth Smith. So he dropped 2 positions there. Claudio and Kenneth Smith both took full advantage of that, and Shuffler gets left off the hook. So Rodney Falcon, just a little mistake there, cost him a couple of positions in this one. In the meantime, this is Rivera. He's 1.5 seconds behind Gage Gonzalez, so you can see the gap there. Pulasic, he's currently sitting in P3. Let's have a look at times right now for Gonzalez and Pulasic. So Gonzalez has the best lap of the race, a 47.880. His last lap was a 47.930. Now Pulasic, his last lap was a 48.090. His best is a 47.98. So Gonzalez just has the edge right now. But the good thing for Pulasic, if you can take anything good from this, is he's got clear air. So he can go as hard as he wants. He's got no one behind nor in front of him right now. So he's going to be able to use that to his advantage. So we'll keep an eye on that battle at the front there. But in the meantime, it's the mid-pack. It's still raging right now. This is Chris Rice. He's got Bosick just ahead of him. Rivera, Shuffler, Claudio and Kenny Smith. They're a little bit further behind. So we've got a nice little scrap going on here as well. I'm Not Jimmy. He's down there in that bright pink Aston Martin. He's trying to chase down William Summers. Might have a look at some of the position changes as well. While we're looking at I'm Not Jimmy trying to work his way past William Summers. So Jimmy's dropped down 9 spots. So he did start in the top 10. Currently just holding his position in the top 20. And that was Alexandru. That was out of Lesmo 2, and he's just lost it by himself there, has he? Oh, that's Lesmo 1. He's already got a little bit of damage there, as you can see, and there he goes, just a tyre on the dirt, and that was enough to turn him around. So, in the meantime, though, looks like I'm Not Jimmy has managed to get past Summers as well. Sherman is in there now too. Hubbard and Cannon as well. To keep up with all of the action going on right now. We're looking at Sherman. He's got Summers. He's managed to stay ahead of him. Then he's got Cole Hubbard in that pink Honda behind him. Car number 2. And that's big damage to Sherman. So hence his even less lack of speed there from the Porsche down the front straight. So looks like he's got a bit of time that he'll be needing to spend in the pits to get that repaired. So he's down there in P20 right now as we just have a quick look up through the position deltas. So you can see there Shuffler, Sig and Jimmy, they've all lost out big time there. A couple of big rises. Kenneth Smith up 6 spots, Claudio up 4, Rise up 5, William Summers, he's up 10 spots, so he's having a great run right now. Still have all 30 cars running, which is fantastic to see. So gives you a bit of an idea on the rises and fallers as Pulasic now. He's starting to come into his own. I did mention he's got some fresh air. So this is Pena and Zaskis. Zaskis in the Porsche, Pena in the BMW. And that Porsche is going to be easy pickings down the front straight here. We've already seen that BMW take advantage of the power difference. And we're seeing that again. So Pena able to take away another position. So he moves himself up into P6 as we're closing in on the first third of this race. It's Gonzalez, Rivera, Pulasic, Perez, Young, Pena, Zaskis, Coffin, Bosick and Rise. That's your top 10 right now. This race has started to settle down a little bit into a rhythm. Car number 22, that's RDK Sim Racing, is facing the wrong way, and I reckon he's come unstuck there at Ascara. Yes, he has. We just catch the last part of that one, and he just turned it around, and yeah, that's not the way. Oh no, and he's made a little mistake there as well, trying to turn it around. Just he wasn't already angry. Oh no, we've got another one as well. I think, is that an Ascari? I think it is. Is it? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Oh, that's a big hit into the wall. That's John Rohrer. So that's big damage there for him in the Honda. That's going to require plenty of time in the pits. Chris Rise. Oh no, what's happened to Chris Rise? We've got cars going off left, right, and centre right here. Let's see. This is at the Lesmos. I didn't quite catch it. The cameraman wasn't quick enough, unfortunately. And he's gone around, so he's down there in P16 now. So just a few mistakes starting to creep into this one. Oh no, Zaskas! He runs a little bit wide. He was battling it out with Pena. He was already in P7, so that's not the end of the world for him. That's not too bad. What about Kyle Hubbard? He's right behind William Summers right now in P19. So he's trying to move himself up a spot. He's got Summers in the Porsche ahead of him. We'll stick with these two right now as Shuffler makes his way into the pits. I wonder if that's a scheduled stop for him. You would start to think drivers will be considering pitting. A little bit early though, you would have to think, but we'll keep an eye on his pit time. That gives a bit of an indicator on what the benchmark might be as we continue with Summers on board here. And it looks like the Honda of Hubbard, they don't make contact there. He just has to climb the sausage curb ever so gently, not to upset the car and turn it around. But Hubbard not quite able to take advantage of the horsepower, a little bit extra horsepower that the Porsche does not possess. And we'll have to tuck in behind the Porsche for a little bit longer here for Summers. Let's see if Hubbard can maybe have another go. Oh no, Summers runs a little bit deep there. That was at the De La Roja. It's going to be a drag to Lesmo 1. He's got the inside line and he takes it. So nice work there from Hubbard. He's able to take away P17 from Summers. Drops him down a spot, makes his way through Lesmo 2. Oh! And undoes all his good work. Almost turned it around, so that could have been a lot worse than what it was. And he's going to have to do it all over again. So nothing more frustrating than that. In the meantime, Polasic, he's 6 seconds behind Rivera. Let's have a look at lap times here. So Rivera the last time around 48.2 compared to 49.2, a second quicker there for Polasic, for Rivera. So I wonder if Polasic might have had a little bit of trouble there, maybe some traffic, not too sure. He still does hold the fastest lap of the race of 47.68, just giving him a bit of an idea compared to between Gonzalez and Polasic now. The last lap around a 48.250 compared to a 49.24. So Rivera and Gonzalez almost on identical pace there. Polasic just a second behind. Might just we'll stay with him for now. We'll see what sort of lap he does pull out. He's 0.3 down in his best time, but that would be still considerably faster than the last lap around. And we've got a few, who was in the pits before? Shuffler. So I think it was 50.7 seconds total. Almost a minute. So we'll see if we can use that as a benchmark. Polasic though, let's see what this time is. A 48.1, so faster than the last lap of Gonzalez and Rivera. So he's obviously had a little issue along the way, but whatever it was, it's been rectified and he's all sorted, good to go now. So in the meantime, we'll have a look at this little scrap down here. This is John Cannon and Andrew Sherman. They're battling away in the Porsches right now in 18th and 19th respectively. As Hubbard makes his way into the pits. Bosick. He was slowing down. Still got 35 minutes left in this one, so I reckon the pit window for probably open roughly. There is no official opening, just more sort of theoretically
Pit
speaking.
window is opening.
There we go, right there, bang. So we've got 10 minutes to complete the pit stops. In the meantime, Brad Lee, he stopped not where he wants to be. Let's see how he got there. Oh, he was just slowing right down. There we go. So I think he might have been making way for some lap traffic as well. In the meantime, Hubbard, not too sure what's happening with him. But anyway, so the pit window open right now. See the gap out in front, 1.3 seconds now is the difference between Gonzalez and Rivera. Rivera was half a second faster on that last lap. And is that Pulasic catching? No, it was another Honda. Alright, so this man's still leading the race from Rivera. You can see that's the gap right there. 48.7 to Gonzalez on that last lap, 48.2 to Rivera. So the pace is certainly on right now, and it's in the favour of Ricardo Rivera. One of 3 Hondas in filling the top 3 positions right now as we're approaching the halfway mark of this one. I think Chris Rise makes a couple of spots there because they've got a couple of guys in the pits as well. Haven't seen too much of these. It's kind of these two. That gap has hovered around sort of 1.5 to 1.8 seconds. The difference between them is plenty of pit stops starting to happen right now. A few cars in the pits there. Sig, Cannon, Sherman, Vincent. Makes up he's on the outlap now, so last laps around 48.2 to Gonzalez, 47.9, 47.9 to Pulasic. So Rivera and Pulasic just chipping away at it right now, trying to encroach a little bit more on the lead of Gonzalez. Some drivers have completed their pit stops already as well. Bosick is in the pits. This is Santiago Pena, so you can see it is a very busy pit lane right now. Plenty of action in there. Pit window open for another 7 minutes, just under. As you can see, plenty of action happening in there right now. Try and find some action on the track. Not a lot happening right now with the pit stops and everything. Most drivers have either taken them or are in there right now. Vincent on an out lap. Might just put it here. Just length. There we go. So that'll give you a bit of an idea. Been the fastest stop so far. Looks like John Cannon is 65.3 as Pena. He's making his way out there. Chris Rise is in the pit still. So the fastest looks like it was John Cannon at 65.3. And no one further than Santiago Pena have stopped. So looks like the benchmark is a 65.3. As Gage Gonzalez now in the pits. So he is currently stationary. And this man here, Rivera, is in the lead. And you've got Pulasic, there he is, just behind him. So, going to be super important lap, or laps, plural, for these guys. Does he match, or does he go a little bit further? We'll have to wait and see as John Rohrer, he is facing the wrong way. What happened to you, John? He's just there. So not having a good time out there. He's currently sitting P28, so not particularly enjoyable time for him. Let's get back to the front though. What's Rivera going to do? We're going to have to wait. Will he pit? Will he? Just having a look at the pit stop length here. We'll wait for Gonzalez. He's 65.7, so that's about on par right now. That looks like it was the par time that was set by John Cannon. Rivera's continuing on. Pulasic is not. Pulasic is going to stop. Going to have to hit his marks here. 4 minutes remaining. So he hits his marks, he's all good. In the meantime, this is Rivera, so has a little bit of traffic there, but manages to get through there with no dramas at all. So still does maintain the lead. Gonzalez, in the meantime, he's coming out in P7 right now. So it looks like he has relatively clear air around him. He does. He's got a Porsche just up ahead a little bit further, but that shouldn't pose any issues for him, so he can go as hard as he wants. Now it's going to be up to Rivera to respond. Let's have a look at Pulasic. It's going to give us the time momentarily. So 65 is the benchmark. Yeah, 60... What was he? Hang on. It's going to tell us. 73.5, so significantly slower in that stop than Gonzalez was Pulasic. So Gonzalez is 65.7 to 73.5, so maybe a little bit of damage there to repair for Pulasic. That's kept him in the pits a lot longer than what Gonzalez was in there. Now here's Rivera, pit window closing in 2.5 minutes. He makes his stop now. Where's Gonzalez? Gonzalez is coming up, approaching Lesmo 1. His outlap was a 248.727. So we'll keep an eye on what Pulasic's was as well. But Rivera hits his marks. No dramas there. We'll watch this man for now. We'll try and alternate between the two. Rivera in the pits, so a 65.7, Gonzalez a 73.5. They were the stop times from both of them, as we see Gonzalez continuing to ride the sausage curves there at Ascari chicane. So he's daring to take them on. Here's Rivera, he's still stationary. Gonzalez is approaching Parabolica. This is going to be pretty tight here between the two. Here we go. Rivera is up and away. Gonzalez is just coming out of Parabolica. He's got someone up ahead of him. I think that's Rushton in the McLaren. He might get a nice little toe down here. This is going to be super tight. Here we go. Have a look at this. Has Rivera done it? I think he might have. It's going to be a drag race into turn 1. He's going to have the inside line, but Gonzalez just sneaks through. So Gonzalez manages to hold on to the lead. A little bit of contact there from Rivera. Rushton's mixed up in this as well. He'll be wishing that he wasn't though, as they make their way through the Redifilo chicane. He gets the hell out of the way. Well done, Patrick Rushton. And these two are going to resume hostilities once again. We've got 25 minutes and 45 seconds of racing left between these two. This is for the lead. Two Hondas, Gage Gonzalez and Ricardo Rivera, putting on an absolute clinic right now at the 60 minutes of Monza for Pan Am, and they're going to race it out until the very end. Right now, Pulasic, he's in P3. He'll be hoping that he's done enough, but his time was not quick in the pit, 73.5 compared to a 65.9 from Rivera and a 65.7 in Gonzalez. So the pit stops is where Polasic's lost a ton of time. And in the meantime, though, Gonzalez and Rivera, they're going to resume hostilities.
Pit window is now closed.
So pit window is now closed, as you heard there. So we're all done. The pit. William Summers, he's in the pit, so he's the last driver, I believe, who did need to make a pit stop. By the looks of things, it is. So that'll all be done. And I think we're going to get a straight fight between Rivera and Gonzalez to see who is going to be the winner of the 60 minutes of Monza for Pan Am Racing. Have a look at this. This is super close right now. I think this is what we will be waiting for. Gonzalez having a legitimate challenger, and Rivera has certainly stepped up to the plate. We'll just get where Polasic is. He's 13.4 seconds behind these guys, so that's a heap of time in the pit stops. He was already in P3. He had the little incident at turn 1, lap 1, so that's really put him out of contention for now. 23 minutes and 40 seconds still left though. It's still a bit of time if something happens to these guys at the front. But the pace is rapid from these two, so it's going to take something special from him. Maybe a little bit of luck on his side. But we're looking at Rivera and Gonzalez. This is for the race lead. I'm not Jimmy. He's down there in P15. Looks like he's trying to put a move on Chris Rice as well. Switch term, it's Aston Martin versus Audi as they go side by side down the front straight. Who can break the latest into the Retafilio? Looks like I'm Not Jimmy is able to put the anchors on a little bit harder for a little bit longer. Nice work from him. He takes that spot from Chris Rice, so he moves himself up into P14. Nice work from him. But in the meantime, let's get back to this battle here. So the last lap around from Gonzalez was a 49.825, almost 2 seconds slower than his best time. The time that time around was a 48.5 compared to a 48.6. You can see the timing there on the bottom of the screen. So this is on. This is a legitimate battle between these two. The pace before the pit stops was very, very similar as well. This is going to be a straight out fight between Gonzalez and Rivera to see who is going to be the winner of this one. Juan Carez in P4. He's a little bit lonely, 13.3 seconds behind Polasic, but he does have Steve Young for company. As you can see in the Porsche, so he's going to have a little bit to do there. That's for P4 and P5. Santiago Pena, he's put in a good effort. He's down there in P6. But it's going to be these two out in front. Kenneth Smith, he's looking to put him another move on. So this is Aston Martin versus Audi again. Down into the Retafilio. Is it going to be a carbon copy? Looks like he got on the brakes pretty early there. Then Kenneth Smith saw the brake lights light up at the rear of the car and might have just thought he'll just hold off for a little bit longer and try and set up Bosick somewhere else. But in the meantime, out in front, don't really want to take my eyes off this one. Have seen Gonzalez late race make mistakes, but been in the lead and been in the lead by a considerable amount, so not really affected him too much. So keep that in the back of your mind. He has made late race mistakes that haven't cost him, because he hasn't necessarily been challenged. But in this case, he's got Rivera, who's matching him for pace. In fact, he goes faster that time around. As you can see, a 48.422 to Gonzalez, a 48.3 to Rivera. So almost a full tenth faster than Gonzalez on that last lap. So Gonzalez, what is he going to do? He's going to have to absorb all of this pressure and push on Rivera's doing the chasing. It's always a little bit better to be the hunter than the hunted. You've got the carrot dangling right there in front of you. Whereas Gonzalez, he just has to eyes forward, focus, and keep pushing because the pace is not going to stop from Rivera. That's a Honda who gets out of the way. I think that was John Rohrer. So he did his best there. Nice work from John. Good driving, letting the 2 leaders come through. Steve Young, in the meantime, he's tucked in behind Juan Carez. So this is Porsche versus Porsche, so no real necessarily horsepower advantage between these two, just driver versus driver. What about Pulisic? We'll just get a little update on him. We'll keep our eyes on the front of the field. I don't want to miss a second of this action. It's going to be really interesting as well. We might have a look at those lines through Ascari between these two. Look very, very similar from what we've seen so far. We'll get a bit more of a closer look next time they go through there, but we'll check out the lap time differences again. 48.3 was Rivera's last time. 48.4 to Gonzalez. Have a look at this. This is awesome. A 48.310, Rivera 48.277. So he goes even quicker. In fact, that was his fastest lap of the race there. A 48.227 belonging to Ricardo Rivera. He's in the zone right now. He's all over it here. Gonzalez has got a fight on his hands. He's going to have to do all that he can to try and maintain the lead here. 18 and a half minutes left. Must feel like an eternity for him right now. So both drivers using a bit of the sausage there through the Della Roja. Try and have a look at some of the lines, especially through Ascari this time. They go down the hill under the old banking truck. With flags waving, so they've got a little bit of traffic in front of them, but Gonzalez way more of the curbs there. And Rivera just staying away, so a little bit more cautious there from Rivera. Gonzalez though manages to get past that Porsche, so no dramas for him. Not too sure who that belongs to. Rivera now going to have to do his best. We see the marshals there waving the blue flags. I think that was 416, might have been William Summers. Nice driving there from William Summers. Might have cost Rivera a little bit of time there. So Gonzalez has just put in his best lap of the race. In fact, the fastest lap of the race. So he is absolutely pushing the limit. So this one, a 47.587 compared to a 47.812. So once again, Rivera goes a personal best, as does Gonzalez. But it's over 0.2 faster than Rivera. So that might be a little bit deflating to Rivera. Gonzalez is up for the fight. He says, anything you can do, I can do better. And he set the fastest lap of the race while in the lead with 16 and a half minutes left of this one. So 60 minutes of Monza. It's been fantastic. We had a lot of action in the beginning. And we've had some great racing as well throughout. Steve Young has been a part of that. He's got Carez just up ahead of him. They're down in 4th and 5th. Bit of an idea on lap times there. So Carez the last time around a 49.6, 49.3 to Steve Young. So 0.3 faster on that last lap. As these two battling it out in the top 5. Santiago Pena is 15 seconds behind these two. So he can't really enter himself into the equation just yet. Just have it stay with these guys for a little bit longer. We'll see them go through Ascari. See if Steve Young might have a look. Using a fair get there on the entry. Through 10. Dramas for him. Oh, here we go. So it looks like he's got a nice little run there out of turn 10. Here we go around the outside. Look at that. That is how close they are. Going through Parabolica. Can't quite get it done there. Continue back up the front straight. And no change of the lead or any movement there yet. So between Gonzalez and Rivera, last time around a 48.182 to Gonzalez, a 48.125 to Rivera. So just held the edge ever so slightly over Gonzalez there after setting his best time and the fastest lap of the race, in fact. Back to this is starting to heat up a little bit between Steve Young and Juan Perez. So they're battling it out for a top 5. A little bit further behind them, Zarskas as well. He's just toiling away. He's got Santiago Pena in front of him. So these two having a nice little scrap here. 14 minutes remaining in the 60 minutes of Monza. I think the BMW is definitely going to have the horsepower advantage over the Porsche belonging to Zarskas, and Pulasic just making his way past a lapped car right now. So giving you an idea on lap times as he makes his way through. Blue flags being waved. Pulasic, his last lap was a 48 flat. Let's see what he's got there. Oh, a 50.4. So he's had something happen there. I saw just the timing screen there. It closed into less than half a second between Rivera and Gonzalez. So, the last lap around, have a look at this. A 48.1 to Gonzalez. A 47.7. His fastest lap of the race. Another PB for Rivera. So he's absolutely pushing it right now. So 4/10 faster that time around than Gonzalez. So it's just a matter of, can he actually string a couple of laps together, really get close enough to try and launch an attack. In the meantime though, here's Steve Young and Perez. Looks like Young has managed to get past, so they swap positions 4th and 5th. And I think that's Vincent in the Aston Martin. He's a lapped car in all of this. So I'm not too sure if Young was able to use that to his advantage, but he's managed to slip through. So he moves up into 4th. He is 19.6 seconds away from Pulasic. So not too sure if he'll be in contention for a podium. Pulasic did a 50.4 compared to a 49.3 on that last lap around to Steve Young. So 4/10 faster. But he's going to have to do that for a long time. As, look at this, out of the Parabolica, Rivera has managed to get the run on Gonzalez. And here it is, a change of the lead with 11 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. Rivera moves into P1. Is he able to hold it into turn 1? Takes a little bit more of a shallower line there, but no dramas, just covering off any chance that Gonzalez might have had to lunge it down the inside. And Rivera takes the lead of this one. He was actually slower on that last, he's faster on that last lap by half a second. So he did a 48.2 compared to a 48.7 from Gonzalez. So his pace has been very, very steady and has been consistently just a little bit quicker than Gonzalez. So Rivera absolutely in the sweet spot. 11 minutes left in this one. He just needs to hold on though. He has now become the hunted. So Gonzalez has just released a little bit of that pressure. And now he can hunt down Rivera. He's going to have to keep it on the island and keep it in front of Gage Gonzalez. So this is going to be no easy feat for him. As they come through, let's have a look at those lines again. So, alright, looks like Gonzalez just got a little tiny bit out of shape there. He's been riding those curbs all day. And I don't think he's going to be in a position to launch an attack here. So we'll see up the front straight. So now it's Gonzalez's turn. Can he get a run on Rivera? And the roles reversed from last lap. The slipstream is quite valuable here as well. And looks like Rivera has got a pretty good run. Can't get it done. So Rivera manages to hold. He takes that little bit more of a shallower line like he did last lap around. And he's able to hold off Gonzalez for now. Almost identical lap times of the last time around, 48.697 to a 6.85. So absolutely nothing in it between these two right now. This is a cracking race. This is for the lead. Less than 10 minutes left. So we're into single digits now. And Gonzalez is all over the back of Rivera. Just a puff of dust coming up there out of the De La Roja. Nothing to upset the car. That Porsche needs to get out of the way. He did his best there. That was 666. That was Bradley. Fair to say there was two rapid cars coming through. He did his absolute best then. Bradley, that was not a very good situation to find himself in. But he did the best he could with what he was given there. So, and that's the last thing you want to do as well, is get involved with the leader. So he did his best to get out of the way. Good work from Bradley. In the meantime, this battle will continue to rage on. That's the gap between them. You don't need me to tell you how big it is. You can actually see it. 8.5 minutes left. They've done 27 laps. You'd think there's about another 4, maybe 5 laps left in this one. 3 to 5 laps. I reckon I'll hedge my bets a little bit there. And here we go. Rivera looking from the rear of his car. And Gonzalez looking to go around the outside. That is the long way. That is a Mercedes in front of them. Is it shuffle? I think it is. He gets out of the way. So nice driving from him. As I said, that is not a position you want to find yourself in at all out on the racetrack. 49.507 to Rivera on the last one. A 49.567. Here's Gonzalez launching an attack into the De La Roja. Just pulls out at the last moment. So he's all over the back of Rivera. Now it's Rivera's turn. He has to soak up the pressure here. And Gonzalez is just going to continue to pour it on throughout until the end of this race. Oh, Gonzalez makes a little bit of a mistake there. Out of Lesmo 1. Let's have a look at that again. As we see, just keep an eye on it. Oh, he ran just over the AstroTurf. He's lucky to keep that together. Whoa, that could have been bad. He is very, very lucky. Just shows you how hard he's pushing right now. But that just has opened up the gap a little bit further for Rivera, just giving him a little bit more breathing room. They've got another slower car up ahead here, so they're going to have to navigate that. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this one. I think that's an Audi, I believe. Just trying to see who that might be. Maybe Rowdy Burns, maybe? Not too sure. No, he's in a Porsche Rowdy, so whoever it is, they will be, they've got the blue flags waving at them. So they'll do their best to get out of the way as they come through. There he is. Nice work from the Audi driver there. Not too sure who that was. They're able, I think that might have been, no, I don't think that was Shuffler. Anyway, continues to rage on. So 48.460 to Rivera on that last lap around. 48.8 to Gonzalez. So a little bit slower on that last lap. Kenneth Smith. Oh no, that is not good. What happened to Kenneth? This is at Ascari. And I wonder if it's on the exit. Oh, yeah, it's already loose there before the exit, and around he goes. So, good for him. So, he was down there in P11. And we're back to the front of the field. So, Rivera and Gonzalez continue just to tick over 5 minutes remaining. We've gone already 55 minutes in this one. And that is the gap. This is for the lead. Pulasic is down there in P3. 18 seconds off the lead of this one. So, and he's got Steve Young 20 seconds behind him. So, he just needs to bring it home from here. But in the meantime, this is where the heat is. Rivera and Gonzalez. Can Gonzalez get a nice little run? We saw it in the last lap. Let's see if he's able to do it again. Not looking like it. So, once again, almost identical lap times of 48.065 compared to a 48.007. So Rivera, he is up for it. Needs to hold on for a couple more laps here. 2, maybe 3 more. To bring home victory. And that is going to be no mean feat either, considering that this man here, the pedigree that we've seen him in Pan Am, usually he's been unchallenged most times that I've called his races, but today has definitely been a different story. And it's been absolutely fascinating to watch. It's been must-see watching. Hope you've all been enjoying the stream. If you have, give us a like. It does great for the Race on Oz network. And here we go, Gonzalez now. Closing right up on Rivera. They go through Ascari. So we've seen the lines from... Oh, here we go. We've seen the lines from Gonzalez. I was going to say he's being extremely aggressive, and this is no different than what we've seen before. And he does indeed take the race lead. Man, that is a really big balls move right there. That is, man, that is great stuff. That is really hard to do. That is extremely good driving right there. That's awesome from Gonzalez. That's a cracking move. Man, what a move from him. Oh, no, but he's lost it to Rivera. So Rivera's taken it back while we're watching the replay. Let's see what happened. Oh, is he out braking himself into the parabolic here? He has. And then they're going to go side by side down the front straight. We'll pick it up in a second. Here we go. We're back live, and Rivera's managed to hold on to that. So after that awesome move from Gonzalez through Ascari, he just comes undone at Parabolica. Rivera takes the lead, and you'd have to think they are on the penultimate lap here. One more to go after this one, with just a tick over 2 minutes remaining. Wow. A 49.542, a 49.485. So these guys almost identical pace right to the end. Gonzalez once again pushing so much that that Rivera just put a tyre out on the dirt there. Coming out of the De La Roja, Gonzalez is all over him here. The pressure must be immense that Rivera is feeling right now from Gonzalez. Gonzalez has got nothing to lose here, as they're going to go almost side by side into the Ascari chicane. They go under the old banking circuit. This is where Gonzalez went for it last time. He does the same. Oh, they make contact. And Gonzalez turns around, and that's the end of that. Oh, he just made a little bit of contact there. Let's see that again quickly. They were going to go side by side. It doesn't normally, 2 into 1 doesn't go there. He just gets a little bit out on the marbles. So did Rivera. Rivera ran a little bit wide, and that little bit of contact was enough to turn Gonzalez around. And he's going to have to get back on his way, as Rivera is now on the final lap of this one. We get the signal, so this will be the last time around. Now, this is Gonzalez. Pulasic, is he able to come into contention here? No, he's not. So he's way behind these two. So unfortunate for Gonzalez. Unfortunate for the battle to end that way. But unfortunately, that has happened sometimes. From my point of view, there didn't look like there was anything malicious in that at all. And Rivera looks like he's slowing down here, so potentially maybe to redress, perhaps. I'm not too sure. He is going considerably slower, though. There's Gonzalez. So maybe that was just a redress thing from Rivera there. And looks like he's back up to speed, so we're going to get about 8 turns of last lap racing here to see who is going to be victorious. It's Rivera from Gonzalez. Quite a good drive in there. Really good, great etiquette there from Rivera to just slow down a little bit for Gonzalez. It was yeah, I won't comment on it. We'll leave that for the stewards and whatnot. But here we go. So down the hill, under the old banking bridge. This is where they came together last time. We've seen Gonzalez put a cracking move on a couple of laps ago. Continues right to the very end to ride those curbs. He's closing in right on the back of Rivera. This is not over yet, because if he gets a run out of Parabolica, he might be able to pip him at the line. So this is by no means over yet. They still have to navigate through Parabolica. Rivera is able to pull it up just in time. This is it. This is the last chance saloon for Gonzalez. Can he get a run and hit him on the line? I don't think he can. He's got the lights flashing. And Ricardo Rivera takes a very, very well-earned victory. Congratulations to him from Gage Gonzalez. Well done to those two. Cracking drive from both of them. And off they go. This is Pulasic, so just a case of what if for him. You know, he had that incident at the start-finish line. Must have got a little bit of damage because he's much longer in the pit stops. He comes home in P3. Congratulations to him. Steve Young, he's going to finish 4th. Juan Perez, he will finish 5th. The BMW belonging to Santiago Pena, he's going to be bringing that home in P5. So, P6. So a nice race for him. Lights ablaze. And he crosses the line. So congratulations to him in P6. The Porsche of Retro Coffin, he's in 7th now. So he'll be unchallenged to the line. Comes home in 7th spot. Well done to him. 8th is Rivera. I wonder if Bosick has run out of fuel. I reckon he might have. Is he going to be able to just get there? I reckon he is. He's just trundling over and he just misses out. Oh, just gets it. So he just finishes. He's calculated that to perfection. I'm not Jimmy. He'd be a little bit disappointed with that after qualifying 9th. Then it was Rise, Cannon, Summers, Rushton, Sherman, Burns and Stanley. That's your top 20. Sig, Vincent, Shuffler, Skinner, Bradley, Rohrer, RDK Sim Racing. Hey, 27 out of the 30 finished at Monza. I reckon that's a pretty decent result. But the man who finished in P1, the only number that matters, is Ricardo Rivera. Congratulations to him. Cracking drive. Awesome battle between him and Gage Gonzalez. They fought the whole race. Awesome stuff from those two. Gonzalez sent it at the end. Did his absolute best. Just came a little bit undone there at Ascari. Just a little bit of a little bit of contact there. Unsettled him. Round he went. And then Pulasic as well. But great driving. Great, really quality driving as well from everyone involved. So congratulations to all. Whew. All right. That is the 60 minutes of Monza all done. Next week, let me just see. The next race is going to be at... Oh, yeah, there's like a extreme weather GT3 series. So that's running for a few weeks, and then the 3 hours of Zandvoort on the 15th of October. So we'll see how all of that goes and how schedules work and all that sort of stuff. It'll be streamed, but if it is, it will be here on the Race on Oz network. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that. I certainly did. Enjoy the remaining parts of your weekend wherever you are in the world. Stay safe.